Well, I mean, I guess before we like prepare to close, just talk about being in those two worlds. Like,
Well, it's
hit
funny that you say that because those worlds were in me.
yeah.
And so I had to express them because paradigmatically speaking, I think we're making a mistake with the binary, like the either or, the
Hmm.
win lose. We can easily create win-win if that's what we desire, like to see like that. Why can't? And so with the win-win, I'm also saying for yourself, both and instead of either or. If you have
Hmm.
things inside of you that are dominant and prominent in terms of your psyche, you got to let that live. And if those things seem diametrically opposite by society standards, so be it. Like if those are both uniquely in you, you got to
Hmm.
get that out. And then, because it's in you, obviously it's something that's supposed to be max that out. And so that's what I just try to attempt to see if I can do that in my life, like really max out on both the currents that I was a part of. And I got to a terminal degree in one, which is big, a PhD, and then I was a platinum artist in the other situation, with some iconic music behind me. So that's pretty cool. I did something, but I'm
Right.
not stopping here. I'm still trying to put programs in place. One I have called the Artist and Scholar Initiative, where I'm basically trying to join W.B. Du Bois's mindset and mentality with Booker T. Washington's mindset and mentality around skilled trades, and saying that as a people in any ethnicity, whatever the solution set that you desire to see in society for whatever the deficits are for your ethnic group, you need education needs to be malleable enough to where you can contour and create your own curriculum and your own sensibility training to create the results that could be the solution set for what you're going through, as opposed to one size fits all, because it's not. As long as you have a paradigm like capitalism that's founded on inequity of um, supply and demand based on the dialectic. It's not haves and have nots have to be the case for capitalism to work. So if you choose that for a system where there has to be haves and have nots, then you talking about any conversation talking about equanimity or equity is a fallacy on a system that's predicated on there being haves and have nots. You can't have that discussion. So there's something inherently wrong with that. We got to work our way through too. But in the meantime, we can really build our own uh, mental ambidexterity by having skilled trades as a part of our skill set, as well as STEM classes that are college trajectory based. And our students being armed with both of those not only gives them a big skill set and a swatch to do entrepreneurialism while they're doing corporate, but then it ties the community together because they're respecting the blue collar people with the STEM people. It's a different kind of perception of who is in a society. In those spaces where the skilled trades are being done is neighborhood spaces and local businesses. So just a different respect level for old people and younger people, as well as different types of corporal occupations and stuff like that. There is no better than the other and stuff like that. Because best believe in Houston, when we had the storms, the only people that was working was the people who knew how to cut out a piece of the wall and go into your plumbing and do. They were getting the money because they had that skill set that usually
Hmm.
is frowned on by people like, oh, you no, skilled trade is what's happening. Because if we all got our PhD stripped and they threw us in the doggone forest somewhere, what would we know? But I bet you those people who know how to put up drywall and do all those different things, they will have a better understanding of how to take materials. And so, we need all of that. I'm saying? We need to be armed with that. Our babies need to have all of that in them. So I'm pushing for programs to try to instantiate those types of sensibilities in schools where there's Black principals, at least in the area that in Houston. So I've stepped to a couple of them and I'm getting some traction. But things like that is what I'm kind of on
Okay.
in terms of what I'm using my PhD in this to kind of approach
All
more than the
right.
classical teaching at a university. I'd rather be outside the academy and be in the streets doing work with, people that
Yeah.
look like me.